Hello and welcome. Today we will discuss digital marketing case studies. We will cover one case study in the services sector and the other in the FMCG sector. Our case studies are mostly about what makes them success stories and also how the channel of promotion that they chose helped in their being a success story. The first case study that we will cover is GMR Transcription. Generally, transcription is not a glamorous business and is not covered in case studies. It is also not a $1 million business either. But in this case, GMR Transcription started with $5,000 and reached the 1 million mark within 4 years. What did they do right? How did they get to the figure so fast? Let's examine what GMR Transcription did right at the planning stage and at the execution stage, and let us also learn from its mistakes. GMR Transcription was conceptualized as an online business in an era where tapes was predominantly used in transcription. When tapes were used, transcription was a local business because these tapes were posted, sent to a transcriber. The transcriber received these tapes, transcribed it, and then along with the transcripts, the printed transcripts, they sent it back to the client. So it was a tedious process, and since the posting of tapes and receiving the courier charges were too much, transcription was also expensive. So GMR Transcription came up with the idea where the audios could be uploaded digitally on a server. That audio would be available to a transcriber for transcription. They would listen to it, transcribe it, and then upload the transcripts online where the client could see that it had been done and they could pay the fee and download it. So they invested considerable amount in making an entire seamless process on their website. And while they were doing this, they were also very sure that how they would want to market their business. They wanted to use the online marketing channel because it was a digital business. So they thought that more and more people would be coming to the internet to use their service, and they would be searching for those kinds of services. So they wanted to be there when the clients were searching for those digitally transcribed services. So in 2005, search engine optimization was a chunk of the channel pie, took a chunk of the pie. And then it was paid search, which was quite expensive at that time. There was banner advertising and even affiliate marketing, but these two models were not suitable for GMR Transcription. So it put all of its efforts into search marketing. And based on the existing channel decisions at that time, GMR Transcription decided that they would go in for organic search marketing as their primary channel, and they would promote their business using this channel. They anticipated that gradually more and more people would take to the internet. They would refine the process to make it more seamless. People who would come via search keywords would be a more committed audience, and they would take less time to convert. It was also, of course, less expensive. There was less competition, and it could easily be measured. The cons, of course, would be that the ROIs are very gradual in SEO, and then you're dependent upon the vagaries of the search engine. They can change their rules and everything. And results, of course, do not depend upon you. They depend upon the search engines. But they were a success story. Till the year 2011, their revenue increased dramatically. And by 2011, GMR Transcription did not change its strategy, which was a big mistake. They should have started changing their strategy in 2009 itself, when they started getting the revenue graph started to become a plateau. But they became complacent. They ignored the changing systems of the internet. They ignored the new channels that were upcoming. And they still continued to invest all of their marketing money into SEO. So what happened in 2011, their website was penalized and they lost Google rankings. Such was their loss that for 3 years they could not get back the rankings. By that time, competition had increased massively. There were other transcription companies who were present on other social media channels. And in 2014, this was the status of social media channels. There was paid advertising, there was social media, and these two took up a chunk of social promotions. The only thing that kept GMR Transcription afloat was that their customer service or their product or the output of the transcripts were so good that they had repeat customers coming back. So that level of revenue was maintained. The new registrations of customers was really down. So they started investing in the other channels. They started paid search. They started investing in social media. And gradually by 2014, as you can see, again their graph started climbing, revenue graph has started climbing steeply. So while GMR Transcription started with the right decisions, it became complacent in its journey in between, but then again it recovered because its processes or its P's were in the right place. So we know that the first 4 P's, the product, the place, price, and promotion, were proper for GMR Transcription. But what makes them different and what makes them gives them the point of differentiation from their competitors is the other 3 P's of the service sector: the people, process, and the physical evidence. GMR Transcription made sure that they had a proper process, a seamless process that the customer or the client would find very easy to do. Because they were always an online business, they worked and reworked on their interfaces and they test the interfaces each time, and they take feedbacks from clients to see how they can make the process easier, how they can make it secure, because security is a big issue in transcription, and also how they should take feedback. Most businesses don't bother about feedback or customer service right at the end, but GMR Transcription had feedback integrated right in the beginning in the process, and that has helped them in a great stead, because when the business was low, they got their revenue from repeat customers, satisfied customers who came back to GMR Transcription, and that helped them maintain the plateau during their lean periods. The other is physical evidence. Everywhere where you go and if you search for GMR Transcription online, you will find rave reviews about this company. So they really invest in their time and their technology in getting reviews. We call GMR Transcription and ask them how they manage their, to get reviews on every site, everywhere. So what is their review process? They said 2 things. One, they said they are a 15-year or nearly a 14-year-old business, and the reviews was a process, part of the process for on. But now they are using technology where they find out or they give the customers the option to go online, or if a customer gives a review over phone, they type it out and ask the customer if the customer can go and post it on their favorite online channel or review site, whichever it is. So that's a big way or length to go and maintain your review. But one of the things that GMR Transcription does best is it knows online marketing best, and it knows it has the pulse on it knows the pulse of the audience. So it knows audience is looking for reviews, audience is looking for seamless integration, now because they've launched an app too. So that app makes it very easy to upload your audio via mobile. So they're getting all the right elements together in a place, and that is what makes them really rocking. Another P is people. And I just went to the GMR Transcription website to see how they integrate people, because people is the staff, the owner, the customer service reps. And here's what I found on the site.
With an ever-expanding global economy, transcription and translation services are more critical now than ever. GMR Transcription Services founder AJ Prasad and CFO Beth Worthy are here to tell us how they're providing secure and accurate document transcription and one of the highest standards of translation services available today. Beth, who is GMR and what services do you offer?
GMR Transcription is a US-based provider of transcription and translation services. We offer transcription, translation, proofreading, and editing services with a transparent billing structure.
AJ, as many companies are outsourcing, what is your primary reason for remaining US-based?
When I started this business, I did try to get the transcription done from India, and the quality was so bad. They cannot understand the context. So when we switched to the US-based transcribers, the quality improved dramatically. If the transcribers are happy, we are happy with the profit that we are making, and the clients are happy, then why even rock the boat?
Beth, how do you ensure security?
Starting with the level of our servers and how secure they are. Every day we're looking to make sure that we're at the highest level of security possible. The other step is with anybody who's working on our workforce. Our transcriptionists sign legally binding confidentiality agreements with us. So we just do whatever we can to make sure that our clients' information is completely confidential and they can feel comfortable sending their data to us.
So as you can see, GMR Transcription invests. Its people go out, they talk, they speak, they appear as real people, real businesses. They are known in the business world, people trust them. So they have all the P's in place. And that is why today they are a successful business. They are well into their 7 figures, and probably they might be targeting higher revenues now. But in the end, what they did is what they focused first on getting all their P's right, and they focused on getting the right promotion channel. And they learn from their mistakes. And they try and learn quickly, because now when I was talking to the owners of GMR Transcription, they told us that now they want to be investing in mobile websites, mobile pages and everything. So one of the things in digital marketing is that you can never get complacent because technology changes. Today, Facebook might be prime. Tomorrow, Instagram is prime, or Pinterest might be prime. So there are new platforms every time. There are new technologies every time. So you have to keep updated. And GMR learned it the wrong way, but they did learn it, and they are booming in the business sector right now. The next business for case study is FloatABoat. I'm sure at some time you have drunk this beverage or you have seen it at a retailer. FloatABoat is launched by Hector Beverages, which also produces Stizinga, a health drink. In a brainstorming session to increase revenue, the 4 partners came up with the product idea of having traditional beverages packaged in a modern format. This product would have no competition, and the market would be completely new. The business high points would be the unique product, a completely untapped market. The focus of the product would be authentic and live. Above all, they hired a professional advertising agency, Liu Lintas, and this agency used Gulzar to create poetry, the nostalgia, and which resonated with the brand memories and drinks, or drinks and memories. The point of differentiation with its competitors in the existing beverage market was ethnicity. No other competitor was producing packaged traditional drinks like Jaljeera, Amras, or Kokam. The target audience was the urban audience who grew up drinking these drinks, but this audience no longer had access to the drinks because they did not have the time or the recipes to prepare them. And finally, they had strategic tie-ups. Some of the strategic tie-ups were reflected in the ads where they tied up with Big Basketeer and Chai Point for their iconic ad Hum Honge Kamyab, which is available on YouTube if you want to see it. They also had strategic tie-ups for the product with some of the airlines like Indigo, and which even today is one of the biggest revenue generators for FloatABoat. And their marketing was 50% digital. They always wanted to start with digital marketing because it was cheaper. So what was their digital marketing campaign about? They focused on 4 channels: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Their primary focus was Instagram and Facebook. They launched a campaign, FloatABoat Campaign, with the motto, "Life is still beautiful." And this FloatABoat campaign jammed timelines of several people with a paper boat made out of paper, out of a trash bag or anything. The FloatABoat campaign was launched in 2013 and it was a huge success. You can hear about it from FloatABoat's own voice.
FloatABoat is a brand with a simple promise, bringing back childhood memories with the authentic taste of traditional Indian drinks. FloatABoat drinks are made with natural ingredients, without preservatives, added colors, or artificial flavors. Its authentic taste makes every sip a walk down memory lane. This is what guided our social media strategy, taking people back to their childhood. We began this journey in July 2013. Thousands of Facebook users joined us as we took them back to the good old days. We brought back to life games long forgotten, silly pranks that got us into trouble, and everything in between. Clearly, we struck a chord. Even our fans contributed with their own memories, and our page gained momentum. The organic fan base grew rapidly. Consumer-generated engagement was arguably among the highest of beverage pages worldwide. Over a span of 10 months, close to 10,000 people wrote into us. Our posts garnered over 100,000 likes and nearly 15,000 shares. This contributed to FloatABoat's organic reach of 5.2 million unique users and its viral reach of over 40 million. Even independent reviewers took time out to recommend the Facebook page. But most importantly, campaign turned users who had not tasted FloatABoat into avid fans. Now, isn't that a thought worth cherishing?
So this was from FloatABoat's own voice about its digital marketing campaign. The highlights of this digital marketing campaign were the emotional storytelling that connected instantly to the audience. The clippings, the colors, the games, the ideas behind it, they were just had so much potential, and what mattered most was these audience just did not connect only with what they were writing, they connected with the drinks, the beverages, and the sales for FloatABoat soared. What FloatABoat did next was they used the traditional media to build interest and took the conversation to the social media. So while they were showing ads on TVs, they were also interacting with fans on the social media, Facebook pages, and everywhere. So for a while, the brand retention, especially for a new brand, was huge. And there was this fun element, there was this charity element where you had every ₹20 went for every FloatABoat that you made and uploaded. And then these series of ads were uploaded onto YouTube, and they again had another million views because the ads were so interesting by themselves and because, again, they connected to the nostalgia of the audience. What FloatABoat did very right was they converted the 4 P's of marketing into the modern 4 C's, and their advertising was 100% customer-centric. Not only the advertising, even the product concept was customer-centric. As the two Neerajas of FloatABoat said, it was what they loved they packaged it and they brought it to the audience. They loved Amras, they loved Panna, and they wanted to bring it to the audience. They wanted to bring it to the audience because it was inconvenient to prepare it every day at home. So the product was a value for the customer. The cost was nothing compared to the cost of a normal beverage that cost 25 rupees. This came at a cost of 30 rupees. Your own single drink bottle, which could be sealed when you want, with a unique package, very conveniently packaged, could fit anywhere into your bag, and the communication throughout with the audience has been superb. The connectivity with the audience has been superb. And their tagline, drinks and memories, because everywhere in India, especially that ethnicity, everywhere that you go, the first thing that people offer is a drink, a traditional drink, even today. The estimated revenues from Paperboat in millions of rupees soared. And as you can see, though Paperboat, their revenue is now close to $1,000 million rupees. The losses are there, but the losses are basically there because they are setting up new plants. They are sourcing their products from abroad, and they have a lot of funding and they have a bigger market segment. One of the biggest issues that Paperboat is facing in its marketing is in the 4 Ps, its place, because they cannot reach to tier 2 markets easily. So they have now tied up with the Japanese company called Nissan, and through them they want to tie up their distribution channel. So in both campaigns, we have seen that the planning and the strategy was pretty detailed. The timing of the product launch was just right. They knew their audience. The selection of the appropriate promotion channels was well thought of in advance. Both campaigns are customer-centric, where customer is the king and they can't do anything wrong. And the entire campaign is based around that of the customer. And the business objective in both campaigns was never to make money. The campaign was to give the customer convenience, give the customer a choice, give the customer a better product in both. Because when a business starts with when a business starts with an object to make money, that business cannot be successful because money can be made in several ways. But you can't compromise on quality. You have to deliver a certain level of quality in your product, in your customer service, and as your philosophy of the company to be successful and to build it to $1 million or $1 million rupee 7-figure business. So that's all for today. So let's go through the websites of each of these businesses and let's take questions from you all.